You are looking at Microsoft Outlook 365 on a desktop computer, and I'm showing the calendar by clicking on this icon at the bottom left, which gives me my calendar view. I have it set right now for a week view, and you can see it's displaying Monday through Sunday. I set this for my week in the settings menu, and I prefer it this way so my Saturday and Sunday appear together on the right side of the weekly view. Up on the top left here is my navigation calendar. If I click here on the 17th, June 17th, I'm now showing the week where the 17th is contained within that week. If I want to change to my monthly view, I come up here to my drop down and I will pick month. I have a choice of day, work week, week, month, or schedule view. If I click on the month, I'm now looking at a monthly view. And again, I can navigate my different months using my calendar and the arrows up on the top left. All right. Along the top, you'll see I also have some quick selections here where if I click on today, well, nothing changed because I'm in a monthly view, and today, the 5th, was actually contained in that month. If I click to my right with the arrow, I'm looking at July. Click the arrow to the left, I'm looking at June once again. Come to my drop down selection, go to a day, and you'll see the 5th is being shown, and that's because I'm highlighted in my navigation. If I go 13-14, I now show a 2-day view of just that weekend. I can drag a 3-day view. Let's go 18-19-20 and show that. So I can show any combination of days by using my navigation calendar as well as my drop down. Right? My work week view I set for Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the navigation calendar. You don't have to set it since you could simply drag also. It's just the convenience possibly to have it on the drop down menu. So this gives you a brief idea of navigating around. If you'll notice at top, showing my races, Brooklyn, Suffolk, Nassau, and Queens. I selected those here on my left menu at the bottom. These are calendars that I actually subscribe to and that you can subscribe to. The nice thing about subscribing is that when the originator of the calendar makes a change, it will automatically appear in your subscribed view on your calendar. But changes you make will not go back to the originator. I can merely click these on and off by clicking on them, and I just disabled Brooklyn and Queens, and now we're just looking at Nassau and Suffolk races, and you see the two tabs at the top. All right, so I can quickly display whichever counties or race calendars that I'd like. Now, in addition, I created a calendar here called My Favorites that I just activated. I go back to today, and you'll notice now that underneath the races at the top, I show 2 races in My Favorites. Just turn that off again. I'm going to click turn it back on so you can see how it doesn't affect the ones at the top. The reason these races appear at the top is they are brought in under a 1-day view and they're not at any particular time. Let me open one up to show you this YMCA. If I double click on it, it opens up all the information on that particular race. You can see we have the title. All right, it's showing here the all-day view, which was set by the originator. Status, the website, we have the link to the actual race website so you can get more detailed information. See, there's a 5K, it's by the YMCA and it's managed by YMCA. The description, all right, and then at the very bottom we're showing the URL to Long Island Running Calendar, which you can just link to. If you click on that, you can see it's loading my browser and bringing up the website. I'll go now back to my Outlook calendar. Get that window up here with the calendar. And then we also have these corrections changes at the bottom where if you do see spot errors, just highlight this section, do a copy, right? and then you're going to paste it into an email. That you just click on this info@irlcal.com. It brings up an email, copy and paste the information in, and then explain any changes. So it's a quick way of getting changes to us. All right, but once I have this race up here, I can simply copy this race into my favorites folder. If you notice the last thing down here, it's showing the race I'm looking at is actually in the AO Races Suffolk folder. All right, now since this one also appeared in my favorites already, I'm going to pick a different one. Let's pick this Anthony race and double click open it. And now to copy it, I'm going to activate the File menu, Move To folder. A little misleading, but at the bottom of my Move To, I have a Copy To. It asks me where I want to copy to. And there's all different locations. We're selecting My Favorites folder. I hit OK, and it was actually copied in. I'm going to close this. Do I want to save my changes? No, I didn't make any. But if you look at my Anthony folder now, right, it appears twice in the all-day events. And you can see by color coding, the top one is connected to my favorites. If I turn it off, it just disappeared. Turn it on. I'm now going to open up that one, and I'm going to change this, cancel the all day, and set it for 8 a.m. Do a save and close. And now you can see it's actually appearing in my favorites calendar next to the others, and I can simply drag this up to a new time if I'd like. I can drag the bottom to extend the time if I like. So it's a very easy method of adding these now to my favorites calendar. If you don't have another calendar, all you have to do is take any calendar and right click on it. The menu opens up, add new calendar, pick a name, pick the folder where you want to add it to, click OK, and you're done. The nice thing also is you can share My Favorites folder, right click, do sharing permissions, and you can now email a person your calendar and they can add it to their own calendar, and they can see what races you're thinking about doing. So there's a lot of capability in using calendars. Matter of fact, if I go over to my web browser and I'm going to click on my Google Calendar, here's a look at these same counties in the Google Calendar. I'm going to go back to my Outlook program, and there's quite a bit of capability here. We also have this search bar in here where you can see right now it's searching my favorites. That's because my last calendar highlighted was my favorites. If I actually click here on Suffolk, I'm now searching in the Suffolk calendar. Click on Nassau in the Nassau calendar. Let's turn Brooklyn and Queens back on down here at the bottom left, and you can see I have all 5 calendars now being shown simultaneously. Let's just go ahead and in the Queens race, let's search for, I don't know, let's just search for the word run. It's pretty basic, but I got quite a few hits on the run with here. And if I want to go back now, I think if I click on these Brooklyn races, all right, it takes me back to the calendar view. So what you can do is play around with your searching function in Outlook. Outlook has a very, very complex searching function. If you go to the view, I've actually added some of these search tools in here, search options in here. Like I said, there's quite a bit that goes on in this search bar. So I hope this gives you a nice brief idea of how to navigate and use Outlook 365 to actually subscribe to our calendars. And subscribing means that it's a one-way communication where you're reading our calendars, and as we make changes, they'll appear in your subscribed view. But if you make changes in these calendars, it's not going to appear in our calendar. That's called synchronizing. But if you do make changes here, if you come into this Tavern Cup and make changes, they will appear in your view. But when we update, which we do once per week, it will overwrite those changes. So that's why we recommend starting that extra My Favorites calendar, copying the races into them, the ones you like, and then anything you do inside of those will not be overwritten when we make changes to the original subscribed calendars. Thank you, and we hope you have a great day.